Hi everyone, this is Tony Martinez, broker of Xtreme International Realty, and I'm very excited to present a series that we kind of titled 10 with the 10. In other words, I'm spending 10 minutes or so with the top 10% of the producing agents within our offices. And I'm very excited to kick off today's interview with the one and only Lisa Frantz. How are you, Lisa?
I'm great. Thank you so much. And thanks for having me.
Well, listen, this is a pleasure. And the format is real simple. I'm just very excited to share with the public and also other real estate professionals what it is that you do and how you do it to such an extent that has enabled you to be the success that you are.
Yes.
Yeah, so I know you're not at all nervous because you're a pro at all this kind of stuff, so you just relax. But folks, Lisa Frantz is an amazing individual and an amazing story because Lisa started with Xtreme right out of real estate school,
yes,
right?
Yes, that is true.
And it's been about what?
It's been 5 years this month, actually.
Wow, yeah. 5 years?
5 years. I know, time flies.
We have not aged at all.
Right?
No, not a bit. Not a bit. This is great. So 5 years ago, I stalked her because when I interviewed her, she left such an impression with me. I said, she has got to be Xtreme. But she didn't sign up on the spot. I could not understand it. Yeah. So I kept calling her, and I wore her down. And she came to work at Xtreme. And on the first day, I remember like it was yesterday, you said, hey, by the way, I own property in Lake Placid.
Yes.
And my response was something like what?
Where is Lake Placid and what is Lake Placid?
What is Lake Placid?
Yeah.
And I remember there was a movie called Lake Placid and it involved some kind of a big alligator or crocodile, right?
And that's such a misconception because that was Lake Placid, New York, because they have a huge alligator problem there. It's just so silly. It's silly, but no.
But it was like I was semi-joking, but at the same time, I really did not know where Lake Placid, Florida was. And you went on to tell me that you own property there, and it was gorgeous, and there was all these lakes and all this kind of stuff. And you said, you know what, I'll invite you and the family up there one day. And you did. I think it was a Labor Day weekend.
Yes, it was. It was Labor Day weekend.
And you took us out on your boat, and the name of the lake is?
Lake June.
It was like an ocean. It's amazing huge. How big that is.
Well, it's 3,500 acres. It's freshwater, sandy bottom lake, and it is a multi-recreational lake. So you can fish, you can tube, you can ski, you can swim, you can go to the sandbar, which is where we spent a lot of time. It's really gorgeous.
Yeah, it was. We had such a great time, and I don't know if this was part of your ulterior plan, but at some point the conversation turned to, hey, Lisa, so what's going on in real estate up here? And essentially, on the boat, we decided that Xtreme needed to have a presence in Lake Placid, and we agreed to form a partnership. And I'm just so excited that you are basically the first joint venture that we did.
Yes.
And I kind of put it all on you. I said, Lisa, you got to show us what you can do. And you went about just building a name, building a reputation, doing the volume. And within just about 8 or 9 months, we got our actual brick and mortar location right there in Lake Placid.
That's right.
And since then, you've been building an amazing team. Tell us about the team you've assembled up there in Lake Placid.
So we have 10 agents now in Lake Placid, and they're all amazing. We have a diverse group of agents up there, and they all bring something special to the table. So we're really excited about who we have up there. Love my team up there, and we are doing great.
Yeah, I see the numbers. They're climbing. Your market share is definitely climbing. You personally, just to deviate a little bit, you're having an amazing year personally, which is just amazes me how you're able to balance both being the manager and partner of that office and the duties that requires with your personal production, and you're just it's amazing. You're just really so. What do you attribute that to? What's going on?
It's support. I mean, my family is very supportive of my career, and that's huge. You've got to have your family behind you. And I have you and Gabby. You and Gabby are huge. You bring a lot of support to everything that I do. You kind of let me do my thing, and you have a lot of faith in me, and I feel very strongly about that, so I always want to make sure that faith is never misplaced.
It hasn't, and I doubt it ever will. For those of you that don't know, Gabby Martinez is both my wife and business partner, and she really is the one behind
She's
this.
the boss.
She's the boss. Let's just put it out there. Put it out there. That's what happens when you do things like. See, you mentioned Gabi's name,
Yes.
and I get all nervous because she's probably watching and listening to everything. So now we got some big news. Because
we do.
So what did you go ahead? Tell what do we got going on?
We're very excited. So we opened our Lake Placid office, I think it was 3 years ago, and we are now opening another office in Sebring, Florida. So we are super excited about that. A great location right across from the courthouse. We're located at 461 South Commerce Avenue. So that is amazing.
Well, so for those of you that are not quite sure, so as you're coming up from South Florida, from say Broward County,
27,
and you take 27 north and north and north for a couple hours, right? Beautiful scenery. You're going to first pass Lake Placid, and then about 20 minutes or so north of that is the
Sebring.
big town, right? That's,
yes, it's our big town.
That's your big town, Sebring. And our reasoning behind this is that real estate can be very localized.
Yes.
And we had quite a few agents that just told us from the very beginning, listen, I want to join you guys. I just would love to be able to have an office a little closer to home.
Right.
And that's exactly what we're accomplishing there. So we're excited. It's officially open.
It's open for the agents. We're really still working on the actual building itself and getting everything in place. But we're anticipating like our opening the beginning of November.
Gotcha. And now for the real estate agents that are watching here, I was wondering maybe what kind of advice could you give a new agent or maybe a struggling agent for how they could go out there and start building their business? What would
Sure.
you say to them?
I think the most important thing is you have to be realistic. You have to have realistic expectations. People think they get their license and business is going to come to them. And in the real world, it doesn't work that way. So you have to have a realistic expectation. You have to align yourself with the proper people. If you don't do that, you're not going to go anywhere. And we see a lot of agents in and out of this business because they did not go to the proper company. They didn't get the proper guidance. Again, Tony and Gabby, I started with no experience, and the training that I received was invaluable. And it really helped me to learn to be a good agent and to service my clients properly. I think, I've always said you're only as good as your last sale. So, I try very hard to remember everything that you guys have taught me and instill it on our new agents as we go, because training is everything in this business. Go out, get as much knowledge as you can, learn everything you can, and be the best agent you can be.
Well, that sounds, I think, dead on. When I'm talking to new agents especially, and I'm talking about the decision that they have to make as far as a brokerage to join, we all in agreement that there's a ton of real estate offices out there, but I just highly encourage agents to make the decision more than just about what we call the split in our business, right? Which is the amount that they can earn. I think it's important that training be there, that the support be there, but also the resources, because unfortunately a lot of companies, they're operating with bare minimum in terms of resources. They don't provide their agents, for example, a website, a mobile search app, all these things that we provide them. And I think it's important to be able to grow within a company as well. And I've constantly held you out as an example because you're an example that you never need to leave Xtreme. You're an owner with us. You are a business partner with us. Yet you're not a broker. You've gone on record as saying, I don't want to be a broker.
No, I see the headache he has. Not for me. Thank you.
See this lack of hair here? That comes with being a broker. Lisa's so smart. She says, listen, you take care of all that stuff. I'll build it out there.
That's it.
Well, in kind of summing up or wrapping up, the consumer out there that's looking to hire a real estate agent for whether it's buying, selling, investing, and everything else, why Lisa? Make your argument there. Make your best pitch to there.
Why, Lisa? I think for me, it's really down to work ethic. I feel very strongly that what I bring to my clients is a sense of ethics, honesty, and I work hard. I work really, really hard for my clients. I go outside the box in what I do and how I market things. And I think that just kind of separates me a little bit from some other agents. We have a lot of great agents out there, and I feel that it's also a personality thing. I have a little bit quirky sense of humor, so sometimes.
Well, you have that artistic side, because just on a little personal note, Lisa is a very accomplished performer and singer.
Yeah, I've been singing my whole life.
You're singing your whole life. Now listen, weird question. Does those skill sets you learn in performing does it ever translate over into your real estate side?
Every day. Every day, absolutely.
Right, he's falling apart here.
I know he's falling apart.
I know. Well,
no,
listen.
It's been great. I mean, singing really has helped me, because when you are a performer, you are selling something. And it's real estate, it's sales. That's what we do.
It really is. It's branding,
Sure.
It's marketing, it's sales, it's hand-holding, it's personal counseling. Mm-hmm. You do all of the above. We all wear so many hats, and you wear them so well.
Aw, thank
and
you.
Folks, to contact Lisa directly, how would they contact you directly?
You can reach me at either 954-336-6046, or you can reach me at 863-658-3292.
And if you miss it, don't worry. We'll have our contact information on the video as well. Lisa, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you.
And
it's
I'm
my
looking
pleasure.
forward to the grand opening in Sebring.
Me too. It's going to be
bringing
exciting.
an Xtreme experience to the Sebring area.
Absolutely. Thank
Love
you.
Okay.
Love you too.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
See you next time.